name is Bookam, and this is my review of Book 4 of the Wings of Fire series, The Dark Secret by T.U.I. Sutherland. Just a quick warning before we get into the review, it contains spoilers for this book, the next book, and every book in this series. So if you don't want spoilers, just please click away now. It's your last warning, because this review is going to be heavily spoiler-filled. All right, so if you don't want spoilers, go on. All right, let's get started. This is probably one of my favorite books of the original series because of how much it builds on the character of the world development of the previous books. So, I really liked so let's go back a little bit. So each of the books in this series takes place in the perspective of one of the characters. For example, the first book is about Clay, the second book is about Tsunami, and the third book is about Glory. So this book is about another one of the 5 dragonets called Starlight, and he's the Nightwing of the dragonets, which is one of the most secretive tribes on the island. Now, this book follows the Starlight being taken prisoner by the Nightwings and going into the Nightwings island, where he discovers that the Nightwings have been doing horrible experiments on the Rainwings that we already knew this, of course, but he didn't, and we figured this out at the end of this book. But at the start of this book, Starlight's realization that the Nightwings aren't all good and some of them are actually really evil and they're the bad guys in this story is very interesting to read, as he realizes how evil his own tribe is, and he can't just blindly support them because what they're doing to the Rainwings and to extract their venom is absolutely horrible. While he's there, he also realizes that there's an alternate set of dragonets, which I understand that those characters play a certain importance in this story, but I feel like their inclusion was kind of unnecessary. So I won't talk about them that much. Let's talk about a little bit more about character development. As I said, I didn't actually particularly like Starflight's character at the beginning of the series, especially. He was kind of just the nerd of the group and didn't have much behind him except that he was worried and he couldn't fight, firstly, and he didn't have any mind reading powers like the rest of the Nightwings, and he was just a nerd, essentially. And also in this book, another thing that I forgot to mention is the reveal that the Nightwings don't have any powers, and they've been faking it for 1,000 of years upon years that they have secretive powers. So that was an interesting reveal, and it was interesting how Starlight takes it. He's like, wait, and because at the start of the book, all his reactions are like, well, I can't think this because the Morrissey would just instantly know that it's me. Speaking of Morrissey, let's go and talk a little bit more about the villains in this book. Now, again, this book's villains are mainly the Nightwings, like the last book, which is The Hidden Kingdom, this one. And the villains are mainly the Nightwings, which are trying to run into the rainforest and kill all the Rainwings to prepare to take over because their home is being destroyed. And even though we know how the saga ends from the end of this book, it's still very interesting to see. And so Morrisia and the Rainwings' plan is to essentially invade the rainforest, and you can see how badly they're treating the rest of the characters. There, you really feel like you care a lot more of the villains than what you felt about Blister and Queen Coral in this book, because in this book you don't think about them that much; they're just there. But because you see in this book the atrocities that the Nightwings have committed against the Rainwings that are peace-loving creatures, you really hate them even more and you want to see them be defeated, which I think is a great lead into the next book in the series, this one, because you know how evil the Nightwings are and you don't like them at all, even though this book's main purpose is defeating the villains. Now, I think that the story of this book is a bit lackluster, and I don't think it's as good as some of the stories in books like this or books like this, but I still think it's up there. It's definitely better than the story of the Hidden Kingdom, which I've said it in the other in my review of that book specifically. I didn't like it as much, but I've already said that, so I won't go into much detail here. So that's pretty much my review of this book. If you thought it was helpful or you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a comment down below. And if you thought this video was helpful, please subscribe, as it really helps out the channel a ton. Thanks for listening. Bye.